Hey guys, Coach Bricks here. I hope you are fantastic. I know this is going to get under some people's skin, okay? Especially men out there. But what the hell's up with the dad bod? And I really mean that. Now, people are going to laugh, think it's funny, and people don't really care. But what's up with the dad bod? Why do we embrace that? Men, why do we embrace it? Women, why do you embrace it? I'm not saying you got to be all yoked out, muscles popping everywhere. That's not it at all. Okay, I don't even think that's great. But this dad bod thing that everybody talks about, well, I'm a dad, I was in great shape. What is wrong with you? First of all, when you're in your, late teens, 20s, maybe sometimes in your 30s, what's your number one priority? Yourself. Let's be honest. It's yourself. Most of you aren't married. Most of you care about yourself, what you look like, stuff. So you work out. Then you get married, you continue to work out, but then all of a sudden kids come and work comes. And then all of a sudden we say, well, I can't take care of it because I don't have time. My kids are in X, Y, and Z. Let me ask you something. When you have kids and a wife, are they not the most important things next to God? Are they not the most important things? Hopefully, all of us men out there who are fathers say yes or have kids. Hopefully, we all say yes. Then why aren't you doing something about it? Why aren't you taking care of the temple that God gave us? That's my question to you. What is so cool about the dad bod? The beer belly, the non-activity, the worn out, the knees creak, the back hurts. That what is up with that? Now let's each to their own. Everybody says, "Oh, I want to be this." But seriously, you should be a freaking monster right now. You're like, if you have kids and they're younger and they're living under your roof, and you have a wife that you care about, you should be a freaking monster. First of all, okay, number one is for protection that you can protect. Yes, I know people can get a gun. I know you can get weapons. I'm not an idiot. I understand that. But there's certain areas that guess what? You're going to have to use something else besides that. Okay. You're also going to have to be able to sprint. Yep. And you shouldn't fall over with a heart attack doing it. And you shouldn't be out of breath after taking 4 steps. Everybody thinks they can. Yep. Stop doing it and watch how fast you'll be out of shape. Okay. Trust me. The next thing is, where's your pride at in taking care of the temple that the Lord gave you? He didn't tell you to say, hey, I gave you this body, you took care of it, then all of a sudden you neglected it. You neglected it for what? Because you became lazy? You thought that you had to go and work all these hours to provide a roof over the head and all these luxuries that man doesn't technically need. Yes, he needs a roof over his head, and needs food on the table, but all the other luxuries that you want in life doesn't need all that to survive. But this whole theory on dad bod, that's a disgrace to what God has done to us, what God has created us in his image. And it's also a disgrace to your family, also to the people. Don't you want your kids to look up to you and say, man, my dad works hard. Look, he takes care of himself. He does what he's supposed to do. Don't you want your kids to live a long, prosperous life without disease, without all this kind of problems in it? I'm asking. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the one who's wrong. Maybe I think too harshly. Maybe I'm too hard of a critic. Maybe I'm a critic on myself more so than anybody else when things don't go the way, I feel God has intended them to go and wants us to live. But this whole notion that we have now created in the society of this dad bod crap, I think is the biggest joke there is. One of the biggest jokes, I shouldn't say the biggest joke, because there's many other jokes out there that we're living in. But one of the biggest jokes. It's not funny. It's not cool. And don't tell me you're so overworked and find a job that you're not so overworked. So you can actually take care of yourself and take care of your family, not just financially. That's fantastic because there are a lot of deadbeats that don't take care of their kids financially or their partner financially. You need to make sure that you're taking care of them financially, but there's so many other ways you need to take care of them. You need to be there for them. You need to protect. You need to provide. You need to do so much more. You got to cultivate them. You got to serve them. You got to do so much more. You got to lead them. And if you're never around, right, then you're not leading anybody. You're sure as hell not leading them if you eat crap and don't take care of yourself, because you're the one who's going to need something in the hospital to take care of you. And this isn't like to bash people. This is to get people to wake the heck on up. We should be taking care of ourselves. And I'm not just saying go to a freaking gym to do it. There's so much activity you can do outside. Get outside and start walking. Get outside and do the things God wants you. Start out with one sprint, 10-yard sprint. Then do two 10-yard sprints, then three, and then start adding on. I'm not saying go out and run, because I'm not a believer in running either the way everybody does run. I'm talking about sprinting the way God intended us to get in shape. Walk. Do more walking. Do it at a faster pace. Push-ups, sit-ups, dips, things you can do. Pick up logs, pick up stones, move wheelbarrows, move rocks, move whatever. There's so much we can do. Take care. But this so-called dad bod, I just don't, I'm still kind of baffled by. So if you have a dad bod, or you know people who do, please have them reach out and tell me why they have a dad bod, why that's cool. I understand what everybody's going to, I know what understand what people are going to tell me. I'm an individual. I can choose what I want, 100%. But I'm sick and tired of people being out there thinking that's the right thing to mimic. And I'm not saying you should mimic guys that have all these muscles, that are steroided up or whatever. I'm not saying that at all either. But I think you should be strong and take care of the body. You need to be strong. You need to be able to protect. More so, if you don't have a weapon, how are you going to protect them? How are you going to do these things? If you're not prepared, it's going to be hard. Just like you want your kids to be prepared for a test they're going to take. Not just go in there and try to wing it, right? You want that, or prepare for their sport that they're going to play. That's why they have practices to prepare. Then why aren't you preparing? I'll ask you again, why are you not preparing? Question. Like I said, maybe I'm way off. Maybe I'm way off. Maybe the dad bod is the way to go. I don't know. Maybe I have it wrong. I'm not going to go to it, so I'm never going to go to it. But maybe I'm way off. Maybe you guys have it all right. I don't know. All right. Have yourself a blessed day, and God bless you.